Okay, so we're going to do the penny lab today. This is called Striking It Rich. It's also called the Alchemist's Dream. So Savannah Church is going to help me do this lab and make sure everyone does it safely. The first thing you're going to do is clean your pennies. So you got your pennies? Go ahead and lay them out here. What I've got is the scratchy pad. So Shelby, show us the scratchy pad. And you're going to clean them with the vinegar. See how this is kind of dull? The shinier you can make it, the better it's going to work. Any penny that was made before 1984 might react a little bit differently than pennies made after 2010 because they changed the way they make them. So like in 1984 they changed them, and then in 2010 they changed them again. So that's why we're going to clean them and we'll get the best results, the shiniest you can get them, right? Okay, first up. Okay, so your next step is to take your clean pennies and put them in the solution. You have 3 pennies. We're going to leave one of them out so that we remember what a normal penny looks like, right? So that's what we call your control. We're going to compare all your pennies to just a normal penny, right? Then we're going to take these 2 pennies and drop them into the solution. Okay? Here's what I need you to understand about this solution. It is hot, concentrated sodium hydroxide. If that vapor gets on your skin, it could cause a severe irritation or even a chemical burn. So you're going to wear long sleeves when you do this, right? So here's my long sleeve. Can you film that? See, it's covering all the way down to my wrists. And if it starts to itch on my hands, I'm going to go wash them immediately till it stops itching. But don't scratch. If you scratch, you can work the chemical into your skin. So don't do that. Yeah. And then once you have your pennies in, put the lid on so that vapor doesn't just escape, okay? So when your pennies have been in there for a few minutes, you can take them out using the tongs. And sometimes they're hard to see. You might have to fish around, but you'll just use the tongs to grab your pennies out and put them on your paper towel to pat them dry. Oh, I lied. Don't do that. You need water to dip them in first and then put them on the paper towel, right? Because we got to get that chemical off of them first. So rinse them in the water and then put them on your paper towel. But if there's any of this stuff, this zinc powder that's stuck to your pennies, it's important to know that when zinc powder comes in contact with water, it can spontaneously combust. So you'll put this in the water, and since there's no fuel in there, it's not going to catch on fire until you put it on the paper towel. Then you have a fuel and the energy for the combustion to take place. So can you show us this can here? This is not really ketchup. This is a trash can that when the paper towels catch on fire, notice I said when, not if, when the paper towels catch on fire, they're going to be contained in something that doesn't melt, and our hood will suck out this one. Okay? So this is probably the most dangerous lab you've ever done, but it's one of the most interesting. You ready to do this? Sure. All right, that's it. Thanks. Okay, the final step of your penny lab is to pass your zinc-coated penny through the fire. You're going to hold it on the edge. Can you zoom in on the tongs? So hold it by the edges with the tongs and then pass it vertically through the fire. And don't hold it in there for long or you'll burn it. So we just want to pass it back and forth until something changes. So that's it for the penny lab. It's pretty simple. Should we wait till we see the results? Go ahead. Keep going. Something's changing, huh? Looks good to me, Sebastian. Okay, so can you set it on the paper next to the other pennies? All right, so there's our 3 pennies after the penny lab. That's all there is to it. Be careful, and if you have any questions, ask your teacher.